We can do this the easy way, or we can do it the hard way.
I don't think your followers would be very happy if we got an abortion.
Hey, relax, John. I don't want to get rid of the baby.
Good, because we're not going
Jesus.
to.
There you are, Mr. Netanyahu! Just who do you think you are? Killing thousands and flattening neighborhoods, then wrapping yourself in Judaism like it's some shield from criticism.
Donald Trump is spiraling after South Park's latest episode ripped him apart in the most savage way yet. And he's not alone. J.D. Vance, Brendan Carr, and Netanyahu all got dragged into the chaos.
Oh, I've been trying to convince the boss to get rid of the baby. I'm next in line to be president. That baby cannot be born. And if you continue to interfere, I will make things very difficult for you.
From prediction markets to demonic pregnancies, the show turned power itself into a grotesque mirror of corruption.
Add to that list that South Park has portrayed Donald Trump as having impregnated the devil and having introduced Brendan Carr to its audience, relentlessly shitting his pants.
The way they structured it was clever. Instead of making the whole thing another round of cheap jokes, they introduced prediction markets. These apps let people gamble on everything, from whether the girls' soccer team wins a Friday match to whether the school lunch will include tater tots. But then it escalates to the extreme, with people betting on whether Kyle's mom will strike Gaza and bomb a Palestinian hospital.
What are you guys talking about?
Prediction market app, dude. You know, online peer-to-peer betting. Yeah, it's social platform betting. People can make any bet they want, and then other users take them up on it.
Wait, what was that?
Will school lunch have tater tots next week?
No, the one about my mom.
Oh, will Kyle's mom strike Gaza and destroy Palestinian hospital?
Why the hell would my mom destroy a Palestinian hospital?
'Cause she's a Jew?
That one bet becomes the trigger for the entire plot. South Park used this absurd gambling loophole to expose how corruption and profiteering infect everything, even questions of life and death. The background made the release even bigger. The episode that was supposed to air on September 17th got delayed. Instantly, social media exploded with theories that the network had censored it. People thought the subject matter was too dangerous, too controversial.
To completely change your life, though.
What are you talking about?
Well, when the baby comes, you will have to give it all your attention. No more dinner parties in the Rose Garden. No more baseball.
Trey Parker and Matt Stone later explained it wasn't censorship at all. They simply missed the deadline. This is the cost of producing episodes in just 6 days from idea to screen. But the speculation only made the eventual release hit harder. When it finally aired, it came across like forbidden material. The delay built hype, and the hype turned into more impact.
Wait, do you want to get rid of the baby? I don't think your followers would be very happy if we got an abortion.
Hey, relax, John. I don't want to get rid of the baby.
Good, because we're not going
Jesus.
to.
One of the biggest storylines is Trump's role as the father of Satan's child. It sounds ridiculous on paper, but it's brutal satire. South Park is showing Trump in the middle of a metaphorical nightmare. Trapped with a responsibility, he will do anything to escape. Every scene is built around his desperation to get rid of the pregnancy. He tries luring Satan into a hot tub with cigarettes, hoping the unhealthy smoke will do the trick. He cooks a soup spiked with Plan B pills, thinking he can sneak abortion drugs into a meal. He even tries weaponizing cats, betting on toxoplasmosis to cause a miscarriage. Each attempt collapses into slapstick disaster.
Can you hear me? We understand you're head of the FCC, is that correct? All right, well, I'm very sorry, but you do appear to have toxoplasmosis from exposure to cat feces.
The brilliance isn't how the metaphor ties back to real life. Trump has always been allergic to responsibility. When things get tough, he blames others, sues, lies, or distracts. South Park amplified that tendency into full absurdity. He would literally poison food, shove Satan downstairs, or weaponize cat feces just to avoid being a parent. The comedy is extreme, but the message is clear. It's about his willingness to do anything, no matter how reckless or insane, to dodge accountability.
Mr. President, I really need to speak with you.
Not now, Brendan Carr. Satan won't eat his carrots.
Oh, come on, Satan. You're eating for two now. Carrots are good for you, see?
Nah, Brendan Carr, don't do it.
Oh, wow. This is the best soup ever. Oh, God. Oh!
Then comes Brendan Carr, the FCC chair, who South Park turned into the ultimate punching bag. He gets thrown downstairs, crushed under cat litter, and poisoned with Plan B soup. The running gag is relentless. At one point, a doctor warns that if the toxoplasmosis parasite reaches his brain, he could lose his freedom of speech. That single line carries more weight than the slapstick. It's a sharp jab at censorship hypocrisy.
An offensive government app? I better go speak with the president right away. Oh, there you are, Mr. President. I need to talk to you.
No, Brendan Carr, don't.
Whoa!
What makes it sting even more is the real history. Back in 2022, Carr himself had written that satire is one of the oldest and most important forms of free speech. He praised comedy as a way to challenge those in power. But fast forward to now, and he's positioned as Trump's enforcer, pressuring companies to silence critics like Jimmy Kimmel. South Park highlighted that hypocrisy by turning Carr into a clownish victim in every scene.
Mr. President, I'm feeling much better.
No! Brendan Carr!
And this isn't just South Park exaggeration. The Trump-Carr alliance against Jimmy Kimmel actually sparked bipartisan backlash in real life. Ted Cruz called Carr's threats mafia-style. Conservative figures like Tucker Carlson, Ben Shapiro, Candace Owens, and Joe Rogan also piled on. Even voices on the far right couldn't defend what Carr was doing. That's how absurd the censorship attempt was. It united both sides against it.
Trump and Carr just last week attempted to get Jimmy Kimmel kicked off the air, which resulted in bipartisan condemnation, a boycott against the network, Kimmel's imminent reinstatement, and the biggest audience that Kimmel has ever had. And now we can officially add to that.
By inserting Carr into the chaos of Trump and Satan's baby, South Park made the point even louder. The same man who once branded himself a free speech crusader is now depicted as the tool of a president who can't handle being mocked. The show visualized it by humiliating him at every turn. Carr's character never escapes. Every gag ends with him flattened, poisoned, or hospitalized. That's not random comedy, it's targeted symbolism.
For free speech.
If we don't have free speech, then we just don't have a free country. It's
Also in 2022, and I wonder, how did that guy turn into this guy?
Who would you like to see replace Kimmel on late night?
a lot of people, anybody could replace him. The guy had no talent. Kimmel look, he was fired, he had no talent. He's a whack job, but he had no talent.
What makes this sting is that Vance isn't portrayed as chaotic like Trump. Trump is loud, messy, desperate to dodge responsibility. Vance is the opposite. He's calm, he's deliberate, he manipulates Trump into taking the stupid actions. The cat? That was Vance's idea. The toxoplasmosis scheme? That was him planting seeds and letting Trump run with it. The brilliance of the writing is in showing him as the quiet architect of chaos, someone who never gets his hands dirty but makes sure others do the work.
It's very difficult for you. We can do this the easy way, or we can do it the hard way.
This version of Vance reflects real fears in American politics. Analysts have been warning for months that Vance is positioning himself as Trump's true heir. He's riding the culture wars, packaging himself as the intellectual side of MAGA, and preparing for his own run at the presidency. The satire hits because it matches that reality.
The head of the FCC be okay, Doctor?
His bones are healing, so he may regain full range of motion. But if the toxoplasmosis parasite gets to his...
Her breaking point comes when she storms into a room and confronts Benjamin Netanyahu face to face. The dialogue doesn't dance around anything. She says, "You're killing thousands, flattening neighborhoods, and wrapping yourself in Judaism like a shield." That line cuts straight to the core of the debate. It's the accusation that criticizing Netanyahu is always painted as anti-Semitic when the real cruelty is forcing everyday Jews into the crossfire. South Park turned that into a single furious monologue from a suburban mom, and it worked because it was raw and unfiltered.
Think you are killing thousands and flattening neighborhoods, then wrapping yourself in Judaism like it's some shield from criticism. You're making life for Jews miserable and life for American Jews impossible. Oh, don't you roll your eyes at me, mister. You know what you're...
The risk here was enormous. Talking about Netanyahu at all is enough to get people silenced. In the real world, critics lose jobs, get debanked, or are smeared as extremists. Trey and Matt went straight into it without blinking. They made the scene personal, almost domestic, which made it even more powerful. It wasn't a political analyst making the case. It was a mom yelling in frustration, saying what many are too scared to say. The final arc ties everything together. South Park stitched Trump's absurd baby plot and the corruption of gambling apps into a larger warning about free speech.
Kimmel himself made sure that his audience knew exactly how hypocritical and anti-American Trump and Carr were.
Brendan Carr, the chairman of the FCC, telling an American company, we can do this the easy way or the hard way, and that these companies can find ways to change.
At its core, the message is that censorship under Trump's watch isn't just hypocritical, it's anti-American. He built his entire brand on being the loudest free speech warrior, the guy who says whatever he wants. But the second he gets mocked, he turns tyrant. He uses Brendan Carr and the FCC to pressure companies to silence comedians. He threatens Jimmy Kimmel. He throws tantrums online. The hypocrisy is naked.
That's why people in influential positions have always targeted it for censorship. You know who wrote that? FCC Commissioner Brendan Carr, who later was appointed chairman of the FCC by this former crusader for free speech.
If we don't have free speech, then we just don't have a free country. It's as simple as that.
The fallout is already real. Jimmy Kimmel's ratings spiked to their biggest audience ever after Trump and Carr tried to silence him. ABC's $16 million settlement with Trump bought them nothing. Instead of peace, it bought them more attacks. Trump mocked them again, called them weak, and promised to bleed them dry for more. Even conservatives who usually defend him couldn't stomach this. The censorship attempt united both left and right in outrage. That's how extreme it was.
Brendan Carr is the most embarrassing Carr Republicans have embraced since this one. And that's saying something.
South Park's larger point is simple. Satire isn't just comedy. It's democracy's last line of defense. When politicians try to police jokes, that's when society tips into something darker. The mockery of Trump, Vance, Carr, and Netanyahu wasn't about laughs alone. It was a reminder that power must be ridiculed, because ridicule is resistance. When people are afraid to laugh, when comedians censor themselves, that's when you lose freedom.
You literally build your brand as free speech crusaders and then immediately act like petty tyrants because you can't handle some jokes from comedians? You deserve the bipartisan scorn you're receiving.
By the end of the episode, the message lands like a hammer. Mocking power isn't entertainment, it's survival. The circus of tiny penises, demonic pregnancies, and cat feces disguises a serious warning. Freedom of speech is fragile, and it's under attack. South Park is telling the audience that if you want to keep it, you'd better defend the right to laugh, even when the target is the most powerful man in the country,